time for the sponsor's opening commercial message.
Looking for training in a new career? Or just need help getting started on a new path? Are you looking for new employees, training for your current employees, or starting your own apprenticeship program? If any of these appeal to you, the Southwest Corner Workforce Development Board can help. With 4 Pennsylvania Career Link centers in Beaver, Greene, and Washington counties, we can help you meet your career goals or to find the right employees for your business. Contact our offices at 724-229-5083 or visit us at www.southwestcornerwdb.com.
All right, you're asking for it, so here it is.
Epicast.
Listen to this.
I want you folks laughing at we partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, swinging, all that shit, dog. We sweating, getting wet.
All right, here we go. All right, welcome to the 229th episode of the Drinking Partners Podcast. Yes, appropriately, this is our Eric Dickerson episode because he's a Ram great, and I feel like we're going to be representing the Rams very well in this episode. I think the foundation of this player is actually Eric Dickerson's favorite Ram right now. Like, I watch FS1 a lot. This is one of my favorite channels, so it's appropriate. It's like it's very rare that these things line up very appropriately. So I'm half of your hosting tandem, Ed Bailey. I'm joined as always with my co-host Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you peoples? We are the Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play, and Spotify under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. 229 episodes, man. We've been asking you, and we will continue to ask you, man, for real. Hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review. That's how we know we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well, and that's how we continue to do well, man. So please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review.
Listen, you love us. You see us in public. You tell us that you love us. Not at the click of a button. Please tell the internet. Please tell the world. Run, tell everybody, all right? And as always, we said this 228 times. Yeah. This will be the 229th time we say it. We're going to say it 229 more times. In lieu of rates and reviews, we do accept shots of Hennessy, all right? Shout out to James Logbo and the Conways for starting the trend. Shout out to everybody who's kept that trend going. Shout out to all the shots of Hennessy that I got for free. You saved me at least one mortgage payment. At least one. At least one mortgage payment in the tuck.
Out of 5 years, we got a mortgage.
We've got a mortgage, yeah. So my June would like to thank you. June 2019 was all due to these free Henny shots, man. You definitely appreciate all the love, man. We give y'all ample opportunity to see us out and about. So I think the next time you'll be able to see us is October 16th down at Arcade Comedy Theater. We got Seneca Stone headlining down there, man. Great. Nice. He came to Pittsburgh from Buffalo, man. He's been killing it. He runs between the Improv and Buffalo's Helium Comedy Club, so he's funny as shit. If you ain't seen him, come see him. And as always, it is BYOB and Ampersand in addition to, as well as Free craft
beer, man. North Country coming through for their residency to close out. Yeah, man. Shout out to Meg, man. Shout out to Lauren Baker out there doing good things over there. Women out there leading the North. And I mean, they're out there.
Queen of the North.
Their residency to close out the end of the year. So you're going to see them at the last 4 shows that we got going on. You got them at Arcade Comedy Theater, and then you're going to have them down at Comptra Theater. Who's headlining that?
Gary Curtis out of L.A., so hail to Pitt, you know what I'm saying, former Pitt Panther. He's out in L.A. doing this thing. He's coming back to the city because that's Pitt's homecoming weekend, so he's going to come in, drop in, you know what I'm saying, headline Comptra Theater. So if you're a Pitt alum, come through, you know what I'm saying. If you just out in Cranberry area, come through, come down. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah, we'll probably get spooky, probably do some costume contest type shit. I mean, yeah, probably going to be that.
Say that about 2 brothers out in Cranberry getting spooky. I don't know if I like that. Come on, man. You a vet, baby. Choose your words wisely.
we throw your costumes on. We'll do a little costume contest or some shit like that. You know how we get to do at Comptra, man. We like to make it a whole event. I mean, not just coming in and getting shit-faced, but you get shit-faced, you get your laugh on, you get your gamble on, you know what I mean? You get some prize money and shit like that. It's all kind of shit going on down there at Comptra Theater. And if you're looking for tickets, that's ComtraTheater.ticketleap.com.
Yeah, and let me correct that date for Arcade Comedy Theater is October 19th, not the 16th. I got to do the 2 dates mixed up. But before we get into our guest, if you could, now you coming back from Great American Beer Festival, you got to touch on that experience real quick, man.
Man, it's so big. It's so much. Like
Pause.
It's wild. Like as soon as you walk in, like there's beer from all across the country, like all the big players. I mean, every region, and like that. You've got your heavy hitters, but then in between, like all your heavy hitters or whatever, you got a bunch of like everybody that it's like. I was like the combines. Everybody was somebody wherever they come from. You know what I mean? So like, there's no bad beer there, and there's like thousands upon thousands of beers there, and it's overwhelming. There's no way you can get through the whole festival in a day or even a week. There's like I went through three sessions, and I still couldn't get through all the beer, all the folks out there. It's something that you have to experience to truly understand. But Denver was a cool city. People are mad friendly. I think it's because of all the weed and.
Yeah, I see when you touched down, you got hit up with the pit.
Yeah, it's true. I got into the Uber, and like it had some it was the Uber share or whatever, and the folks in the back was talking about coming in from New York. We was talking about a beer festival. They were like, "Oh yeah, so what are you doing?" I was like, "Well, first and foremost, I need to find me some weed." And the driver was like, "Oh, I got you," and pulled out a pill bottle and was like, "Here, just take that." And it was a gram of some fire, and he's like, "Yeah, just get that so the kids stop playing with it." I mean, it's the weed is just plentiful. It's like cigarettes out there, man. Like it's ridiculous the way they giving it out, man. And again, it shows in all the people. Like everybody's mad friendly. It didn't seem like anybody was like in a rush to go anywhere. Even the bums was happy.
Well, everybody's not.
I mean, yeah,
there's no rush. Have you ever rushed when you was out? Never rushed when I was out.
The bums had contact highs and shit. Like I mean, it was a very nice city, very nice trip. Shout out to the Brewers Association for putting it on, having us out there and whatnot.
Any city where the Uber is giving out weed, like that's an instant 5-star too. Like come on, that city's great, man. Like damn.
Yeah.
You can't get a Pittsburgh Uber driver to have like good snacks.
You get like you can't get him to have a clean car in this motherfucker half the time, man. But
bro, I went to New Orleans and got in one of them Ubers. Like I'm like, fam, you gotta come on, your presentation's all wrong. You missing a hubcap, fam? You go pull up in front of my Airbnb with your hubcap going? Like, oh man. But I couldn't cancel the ride because it was too late. They charge you.
They do. They charge you like $5.
Like, you gonna charge me because he showed up and his shit wasn't right. Like, I can't hop out of your Dodge Avenger at the club missing a hubcap, man. You fucking up my whole. What if I'm famous? Like this. Fucking up my whole swag down there, man.
They got the scooters out there and shit. The scooters is dope. You ever been on one of the scooter dips?
Man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that shit is fun as hell.
I've been in several car accidents. Like, I'm not ready for the scooter thing. I'm too exposed to be on a scooter, man. My bones is frail right now.
The insurance rate go up and shit.
They start texting me like, what's the scooter rental we're hearing about, man? Like, United Healthcare be on my line like, damn. You know better.
We saw your Instagram post.
You know better. You ain't even wear a helmet, dog. Like, come on, man.
It's curtains.
I had a weird shaped head too, man. Ain't no helmets to fit this. So look, we gonna get into our guests talking about heavy hitters, big deals. I feel like we got a big deal, big organization that's coming on to the city. I'm excited to have these guests. We got a family member of the cast who finally wants to get on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was reluctant to do so, but, peer pressure's a motherfucker. But we also have Akita Donald, the executive director of AD99. And we got B. Rossi, board member of AD99 in the building. Say what up to the people.
Hi, y'all.
Hello.
He too smooth.
Lean
back.
Smooth shit. So welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being on it and whatnot. I guess, so tell us what AD99 is.
Okay. So Aaron went to LA, came back and was just like, pretty much, how can we make some changes in a city of Pittsburgh? How can we improve it? Aaron Donald. Oh my gosh. LA Rams. Defense tackle for LA Rams. He is amazing. And I'm not just saying that because he's my brother, but he's super dope. So anyway, he
kind of have to. Like, it's a standard.
Okay, so he came back to Pittsburgh and really was looking to make some changes, and that is how him and his trainer Dwayne Brown from 2 shout out to you guys. That's kind of how everything came about, right? And so we've identified pretty much the only thing that disenfranchised, there's a lot of things, but disenfranchised youth are really lacking, and it's the resources and opportunity. Right. Okay, so we take the notion that there's no difference from the children in North Hills or Fox Chapel from home would from Lincoln, Penn Hills. When you really break it all down.
Except for fucking taxes.
Yeah, the Penn Hills taxes are crazy. The Penn Hills taxes, the taxes equal the mortgage.
Facts.
That shit
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And
yeah.
I mean, that's how we fund our school system. So,
Yeah.
that's where, lack of resources come in.
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, it's like a full circle. So that's essentially what we are. We're like the bridge to just making sure that Black youth, because that when we break it down, the city dynamics, those are the ones who are struggling, right? And so that is what we're looking to do. So we have cohort members. We are doing this very intently, where we're only having 5 kids at a time, because we really want to do this thoroughly. If nothing else, about Aaron is thorough, right? And so everything that he does on the field, we're looking to really bring to the foundation. So we have these 5 kids. We offer tutoring, SAT, ACT prep. We are linking them to professional mentors in the community. We really want these kids to see themselves, right?
Okay.
We want them to see themselves. There's a lot I didn't realize there were so many dope ass Black people in Pittsburgh doing some amazing things until I really got in this role. And I'm like,
we
oh
getting it
my
now.
God, this is phenomenal. And I want these kids to see that. I want them to be able to see themselves, right? So we have that. We are offering a life skills curriculum. And one thing I really like about this is it's very holistic. So we're not just looking to, help the kids, but also the family. So we offer like case management as well, So it's coming along. It's a new foundation, but it's pretty amazing thus far.
So this isn't centered around athletics. This is just for.
Oh, baby, of course.
Okay.
No.
So you're
we do.
taking athletes and then exposing them or
Right.
giving them the resources
Yeah.
because I know when you're a star athlete from our neighborhoods, like people focus so much on what you do on the field, they don't
Right.
prepare you for anything off the field.
Right.
And that's why
Right.
if you make it to the mountaintop, you don't have the life skills, you don't have the understanding on how to manage that. That's how
Right.
people can come in and take advantage of you on contracts, and you see motherfuckers going broke.
You're absolutely
Oh,
right. And
okay.
that's what I tell the kids all the time. You can have these great abilities, right? But if you can't read a contract, baby, you're not going to get very far, right? Or if you don't know the business aspect of things, you got to be mindful that just career, if you do make it to the NFL, which is very slightly, like, you know what I mean? The chances of that happening, unfortunately, are not really high. But if you make it there, you don't have it's not 20 years you're doing, right?
No,
It's not
I mean
30
the
years.
average is 3 or some shit.
4.
Like
Yeah,
that.
it's
I mean,
3 and a
Average
half
is,
or some shit like that.
average is 4 years, right? So you have to make really wise business decisions. And so we're looking to really expose the kids to all forms of different business.
So you're basically taking athletes and exposing them to a broader experience, broader life experience outside of just the field.
Yes.
Because
That's
it's
dope.
easy to get wrapped up into thinking like, that's it, that's all, ball is life. You know what I mean, and not having that wider understanding of, what happens when ball isn't life anymore. You know what I
Or
mean?
even if ball is life, what if I'm not the baller? What if I represent the baller? What if, you know what I mean? Like now, even with Fresh Fest, it's like we're looking at all of the nuance within the industry. The NFL isn't just composed of the 53 people on each team. There are trainers. Hell, I was looking at the game earlier. My homeboy, shout out to Aina, y'all quarterback got injured, and seen my boy Aina on the sideline. He like a neurologist and shit. I'm like, that's my bro. That's my dude. I'm clapping. I'm like, this dude concussed, but that's my man's right there. He's gonna be all right, 'cause that's my man's right there.
Look at him checking them eyes. Yeah, motherfucker's always checking eyes. Checking ass motherfucker. I knew he was gonna do something with that. As though. So I mean, where do you find? I guess the resources in the team to make this happen? Because I'd imagine that your organization is more than just a couple of people, and it takes quite a bit of funds to make it happen. So how do you go about building a team of people, and where do you find your funding?
Okay, so that's a big question. Dang, brother.
I had to get out of the way before I got drunk.
Look, just
We trying to get
dive
from
right into
Akita to Kita. Like, that's the whole. You set the standard early.
So I told him, he said, how do you want to be introduced? And I said, Akita. And unless I don't know you, you cannot call me Kita. So that's what he's referring to.
Yeah, we trying to get to
The
Kita.
holder.
Trying to get to Kita. Okay, so we are a 5013C, which means we're a nonprofit. We are looking for donors. So if you ever want to donate, please do at ad99.org. Just had to throw that in there.
You can throw it in there.
Yeah, that's what you're here for.
We're here for a while.
Exactly for that. You throw it in several
You
times.
throw it in like an ad lib.
Yeah, Buzzy can isolate that and just keep.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And I'm going to ask Brian to jump in at any time. He's our chairman, and he's super amazing.
I am not the chairman, but I am.
I mean, he's not the
board.
chairman. I'm sorry, he's the board. Ayo, I'm so sorry. Ayo is the chairman. Brian is on the board, and Brian is super amazing, and he's really been helping. So please chime in at any
How'd you
time.
get involved? What's going on, D?
So many years ago, probably well over a decade ago, Aya, who I went to high school with, and we have a mutual friend who sort of reintroduced us. But what Aya was initially doing is basically working with a lot of the athletes in the different areas and literally driving them to colleges to help them on their scholarship journeys for recruiting and stuff. And he ended up getting like a ton of kids scholarships. So, I worked with him on that for a long time to, help what he was doing with it. And that's sort of, I think what ultimately led us here as far as me, meeting Akita, because we had, Aaron had another camp that was recently done. So a lot of this was also 7-on-7 camps. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't just driving people around, but he was working with Dwayne and some other people to create these camps on a pretty consistent basis. So that's sort of where I ultimately, came back and got involved with this. And, IO pitched the whole thing to me. And it was really interesting to see, Akita and Aaron's vision for what they wanted to do with it. And, it's just really great stuff. So anywhere I can assist, I look to do that. As far as where we're trying to get resources, some of it is from donations that we're able to pay some contractors to do. Some of it is volunteer work. We're always willing to take volunteers who can help us out with this stuff.
Thanks for saying that.
So if you guys are ever free at any given time,
come on, guys.
Yeah,
Listen,
sure.
man, every Sunday from 8:30 p.m. to 11, I'm free. I'm wide open, man. Wide open, bro.
That's like the only time Whammo play local shit. It's like if Whammo's playing somebody local, he's available.
That was cute.
I'm all right, but I'm trying to get to Kita, so yeah, I'm wide open, bro. Whatever you need, man. We can build houses. What you need us to do?
I will drink for a cause. Like whatever role that is, let me know. Donate my liver.
That was a good one. That was a good one, guys.
That is
She not playing.
that
sounds like the follow up. The follow up is gonna come in off air. So I'm interested. So you say you yourself, or was it? I don't want to mispronounce your man's name.
Io.
You said either of you were helping athletes get scholarships.
Yep. So Io was doing this for a long time, literally like the last 10 years. So he had gone through that process. Again, he was driving kids around and really building a lot of relationships with the recruiting networks at the different schools, and just helping kids get to where they need to get so that they could not have crushing student loan debt and go to school. So
Yeah, so I was interested in that because for blue chippers like your brother, I mean, the scholarships, they're sending letters. They're like, here's the money. But there are a lot of high school athletes, like middling athletes. Like I could use myself as an example. Like I went all state in baseball in Ohio, but I didn't know any other game as far as trying to get scholarships. So I'm this scrawny dude who's really good at this sport who goes to a school that's not recognized for that sport. Like we got scouts at our football and basketball games all the time, but there's none at the baseball game. So like there was no one to teach me the game as to like, yo, you could get some money out of this. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I was fortunate enough to get the academic scholarship, but I know there are thousands, millions of Ed Baileys around who's like, yo, I'm dedicated to a sport. I don't have the measurables that necessarily warrant, top tier Division I schools to come down and throw me tens of thousands of dollars. Like, how do you structure assisting these individuals getting scholarship money? Is it on the athletic side or the academic side, or is it grant money? Like, how do we
I think a lot of it was on the athletic side. I'm sure some of it, wasn't just athletics, but to kind of speak to whether or not it was always D1, it doesn't have to be D1. There was a lot of schools that were, participating. I know he had a lot of relationships with Toledo. So that was
Toledo.
Yeah. So there was a lot of kids who went out there, but I think the good part is ultimately just being able to get an education, because it's tough. I mean, undergrad is really like kind of the new high school with, a lot of stuff. It's nice to see that some companies are hiring without that, because I do think the student loan stuff got way out of control way fast.
Oh, it's nuts.
I mean, I remember it was going up 14% a year while I was in school, when that was 15 years ago. So, looking at it now, it's really just kind of intense, but hopefully there's a solution to that. I don't know what it is.
You can not have kids. If anybody is out here that don't have kids yet, it's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to join in. The world is populated enough. Somebody will have more kids for you.
I don't think that's going to solve the problem.
It's going to help. I mean, I'm just saying, population control will help some of this shit.
Bro, that's
the less resources we got to share, the more we got. I'm just saying, if you ain't got kids, you ain't got to jump into it.
I'm just saying, but how many?
It's an option. But you can adopt. You can. I mean, there's get a dog or some shit.
How many of these people without kids are intentionally not having kids?
It don't matter. I'm just saying.
It do matter, man.
If it wasn't intentional now, and you listen and make it intentional, you ain't got to.
Putting a lot of responsibility on people's shoulders.
Listen, man,
a lot of responsibility.
It ain't a lot of responsibility. It's condoms.
I found out
pills.
about both of my kids. I love them to death, but they was an early morning text. Like, oh shit, my life just changed.
I feel you. I mean, I was there. I was there once. And I've been able to avoid that.
See, I was there once, and I'm like, never again. Then I got that. Beep, beep. My shit was on vibrate. I didn't even get the text till 47 minutes later. So I got a yo, I'm late, and then followed up by a bunch of question marks.
I got the I'm late, and I was like, oh, and then I got a text. Was like, yeah, we should talk, and it was just
you ain't text back like, to what? First I'm late, you got to text back like, to what?
No, she told me she was late before I left, and then I'm working, and I get a text like, we need to talk. I just walked off. I was in a manufacturer. I just walked off the line like, motherfucker. I just walked off the line and shit. Big bottles is piling up and shit at the. You know what I mean? Like, I might have lost my job.
That's the worst time to lose your job.
Exactly. Like motherfucker. But listen, if you ain't had kids yet, fuck what society is telling you ain't got to. That'll solve some of it. But
we gotta get kids in the 80, 99 minutes. Had the kids, bring them in the 80, 99. We'll show them the way.
Listen, no, do not have kids in hopes that 80, 99 is going to take care of them. That's not.
I didn't say that. I said show them the way. I said show them the way.
Listen, don't have kids.
We're gonna
devote
need a lot
that time
more
that you would have
to
to the kids to 80, 99. There you go.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah, miss that kid shot if you're listening. It's not a shot that you need to take. put the liquor and the dick down. Put them down.
Man, it's hard to follow. So what areas are you targeting? How do you find, or how do you anticipate you'll find your children, your students, and whatnot?
Man, I don't even know how to follow that one.
I mean, I've never been in a room where a fella had to tell somebody to put the dick down. That's not something that I've ever. Never in the four wall.
I won't even comment on that. I'll leave that be. So we have some target areas, as you can imagine, highly populated with Black folks, right, with limited resources. So again, Homewood, Lincoln, parts of South Side. We have parts of North Side, Hill District. So again, all of the different communities that you see on the morning news. Yeah. Unfortunately, right? Those are the areas that we're looking to really target. And what that means is that, so whenever we do like community events, so when we have our holiday toy drives or our cleat drives, anything like that, those are the areas that we're going to open up to first. So like if we have online registration, so we'll do that. Also, that will be the communities that we're really giving back to.
Okay, so you target communities, but kids from any community who
Absolutely.
fit, that demographic could.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I know Pittsburgh's changing, so the target communities could then
Yes.
change. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
It's
Hill
Liberty,
District now.
right?
Shit,
Yeah.
yeah. Shit, it's Homewood
Liberty.
now, but I mean, who the fuck know how long
It's
Homewood
gonna
gonna
be Homewood, then it's gonna be
Yeah.
Homewood North.
Yeah.
And then it's just gonna be Penn Hills because they just pushing everybody out to Penn Hills.
Yeah. Yeah, Wilkesburg. Shout out to
Yeah.
Wilkesburg, Marietta Garrett. I mean, doing things out there. But so what are some of the hurdles working with families and students that you often come into contact with? Because I know social services is a rough game, and nonprofits and whatnot. And while the intent may be there to help, oftentimes, there are certain things that come into play that make it hard to either receive the help or even want to receive, or whatever. So, I guess what are some of the things that you run into that often kind of come into play?
I will say the cohorts or the kids that we have right now and the families, they've been really receptive. They've been really gracious to have this opportunity. And we're fortunate to just be a part of this. We look at it like a journey. So we're super, excited about that. I would definitely say in any hood you go to across the country, you're fighting against this hopelessness, right? You sit with the kids and you're just pumping them up. They're talking to Aaron. You're dropping what we call jewels, right?
Yeah.
Right? We're giving them all the keys to success, but then we're sending them right back into the same communities.
Yeah.
We're sending them right back into the failing schools, right? And so that is one constant thing. So I always say, loving on them, like fueling them, you know what I mean? So that is like really, really important. And one way we do that is to maintain. So one of the things that I have the kids do to kind of feed into each other or pour into each other, just keep constant contact with each other. Each week you have a designated person that you talk to. And that's in addition to me contacting them, you know what I mean? Because we really want them to feel like we're just an extension. We want these kids to feel loved and whatnot. I would definitely say the key thing, and we're seeing, is the systematic kind of racism and discrimination. That is huge in this area. I don't know if you guys seen it, but there was just like this report, the Post-Gazette.
The country saw that shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the hell, right? So it just really further validates as to why this kind of programming is needed. There's so many there's money out there, right? There's a lot of people that could make things change. So why aren't they changing? We have to be the ones to do it. We keep sitting around waiting for the government and wait. It's not going to happen. We're going to have to ultimately stand up and start taking care of our own people, right?
And ultimately, that's why I commend your brother. I mean, to have this type of organization back in his hometown is great. Now, how do you taper expectation, though? Because there are a lot of organizations that say they have this mission, right? But a lot of them don't have a face, let alone a local, like, celebrity face. So, like, if I meet Aaron Donald and I think I'm a standout athlete or I think I'm a good kid, I might be looking like, yo, so A gonna hold me down. Like, he gonna see me and pull me along personally, not through the organization, but like pull me to the side. Have you encountered that? Do you see that as an issue? I mean, I could see that happening.
Yeah. I'll say this. We are not coming as the saviors. We are not coming. We don't have the savior complex. We don't have all of the answers. We don't. We're not coming to you like, let's Aaron Donald and the family. Oh my God, we're going to change.
Like,
That's
here's
how
your
people
golden ticket. Like,
That's how people gonna feel.
I've got a golden ticket.
No, but is that on us or is that on them? That's not what we're here to do, right? We're here to love on you. We're here to just give you a little bit of extra oomph. The rest is up to you, right?
Yeah.
So that's, I think, coming with that approach, I think that's going to combat that. You're going to have that, it is what it is. But overall, we're not coming to be like, oh my God, we're coming to make some changes. Don't get hold up. Don't get that twisted, right? We're looking to make some really, really huge changes in this area. My hope for them, like I tell them, is right now, the way Pittsburgh is set up, we are fighting so many battles because of our skin color, right? We have to.
And for the folks at home that don't know, like, about the article and the study that came out or whatever, basically it said that statistically, like, Pittsburgh is the worst major city in America for you to be black, especially black and female. Yeah. So I mean, and it's damning. It was very damning statistics, but it was not something that anybody of color or anybody even color adjacent was surprised.
Was not surprised. Yeah, it wasn't surprised.
We've been saying it for quite some time. It's very apparent. I guess it it was almost like some validation in a sense, because oftentimes we've been saying this. I mean, and we try to say, like, people come through Pittsburgh all the time, especially with with the festival. So all these, like, all these black folks came in from all around the country or whatever, and they're like, oh my God, this city is so great. Like, there's so many black people here.
This
it
event.
was like,
this couple hours.
Yeah.
They were like,
popping right
they were like,
now.
no, there's so many black people here. We were like, wait till Tuesday, bro.
They
Like,
about to- see that project across the street? Yeah, they're going to redevelop that.
like, nah, So, yes, I mean, just to for the folks that didn't know the report that you were speaking to or whatever, and I guess one of the hurdles and the elephant that you're trying to move, like in your efforts, it's huge. I mean, it's like, it's not like you're in Atlanta where you got all this black love and representation and middle class. Yeah, I mean, and whatever. It's like, you got to do this in like a place that.
Here is basically like, all right, so you got this idea, cool. How's it gonna make me money?
Exactly.
Like if you're talking about centering something around minorities, how is it gonna make me money? Otherwise, you can do that on your own.
Yeah.
And I'll say it's a great thing, but as far as me ponying up those dollars, I'm not about to give you any money. Like I'll give you a thumbs up. I'll give you a hey.
Yeah.
That's great. But
I'll share it. I'll give you a little retweet.
Maybe.
The
like is nasty.
I'll be interested in this event.
I've done the like. You feel nasty with the like, and because the share is right there. The share is right there. Like
it's just the tip of social media. I don't really fucking.
Man, do I want this on my page? Like, you could put my name when someone looks at it on their page, but on my page, I don't even like the photo they used. Like the like would or the share with no comment. Share the exact article. No, like, hey, this is good. Hey, check this out. Nah, just the article.
It's the HBD. You can't even spell out that. I don't even fuck with you. The HBD.
I do that.
Keep it
I do the happy birthday. I do the happy birthday.
Here's the thing, do you type happy birthday?
No, I do the HBD.
See, don't HBD me, man. You mother.
Like, you type the happy birthday, then the balloon shoot up. Like, no balloon shooting up. I'm typing happy birthday to my man's fucking balloons. It ain't even my birthday. Balloons shooting up on my screen. Just don't feel right.
HBD.
Y'all are so silly. So can we go back to that report? Actually,
Yes.
I just want to give you guys some
Receipts.
statistics. Okay,
You got receipts.
so young black males are 42 times more likely than their white counterparts to be murdered. Black adult women are 5 times more likely to live in poverty than white adult men. Pittsburgh schools refer more black girls to the police than 99% of similar cities, right? So,
Yeah, that pipeline, that school to jail.
yep. So that is interesting, right? And then today, the Post-Gazette published an article talking about how there were youths who spent 15 months in jail for a crime they didn't commit when they all had alibis.
I saw that.
I saw that this morning on a touchdown. It was like,
So when we start talking about this systematic kind of the things that we're battling, we're not just battling between black people not liking black people, white, right? We got these schools, we got these jails.
You're battling a system that is very efficient in this area, because the system is efficient in America. Like, it's not that it's a broken system. The system was built
This
Right.
way.
to keep
It's functioning as it should.
as a supplement for slavery. I mean, at the end of the day,
Yep.
and they have perfected it here in Pittsburgh to a T. So again, I commend the work and whatnot. Oh shit! I done forgot the whole fucking thing.
So let me ask you this then.
It's the beer.
Are there?
It's the beer.
Yeah, we
I had to get the good ones out before the end of this beer.
We be drinking.
We really be drinking.
He
on this.
said-
And people don't
Dang.
understand how difficult a job this is when you have like someone with a good mission. Like, all right, look, we still gonna be us.
Yeah.
We still
Still
gonna
be
drink,
you.
but we got some real shit to talk about.
Yeah.
Cause everybody got an uncle who try to talk that real shit off his beer, and that shit don't work.
Nah.
Pull you.
Nah.
Yo, I got an uncle, man. God bless my uncle, man. I love him to death, man. This dude will call me at the most random times. Like, yo, man. Nephew. Don't they say
Nephew.
Nephew.
I ain't even got any nephews. I gotta hit up my nieces. Decent.
Oh, man.
Decent.
That don't even
Oh,
sound
God.
right. You just turn to the weird uncle. Start asking about boys at school.
See, I think it's different because I guess uncles call nephews or whatever. My nieces call me, and I know every time I see them, they want some money. It's just, hey,
That's a
uncle.
whole,
Hey, uncle. How
see,
you
I ain't got to
doing?
that.
Like,
I ain't got to that. I don't have any nieces,
how's it going?
just nephews. So I'm good. I'm good for now. They sneakers are a little expensive right now, so I be trying to like give them my old sneakers. Like, yo, fam, you gonna grow into these. I got nice sneakers. Don't get it twisted. These are nice sneakers. They just not new. You don't have a job, fam. Like,
Yeah, I remember there was that age where like, and because they would hit me up and they'd be asking me something and they asked me for shoes, I'd be like, "Is you still growing?" Nah.
give them your sneakers. Give them your sneakers,
I'm
bro.
like, man, no, they hit me up for some Uggs. I was like, "What size you wear?" No.
Pittsburgh, it's not UGG. It's not UGG because it's not UGG like it's not UGG appreciative. This city with its weather, man. Like it's too much. It's too much precipitation. Them UGGs, man. I'm not. Them Uggs be done after 2 weeks with all that salt and rainwater. Like, nah, you gotta get you some leather boots. But question about this, and I don't know if I missed it earlier. Is there anything here for the parents? Like anything where you have, any programs for the parents who, if you have a prodigy of that, athletic prodigy, and you as a parent, like you got to prepare yourself because they food to these people. You know what I mean? Like when you an athlete, they food to them. They like, yo, we gonna make money off of this dude. I know there's this whole movement, the fair pay for play. Are they doing that in Pennsylvania? Are they looking
Cali
at that
right now, and
I know they're doing it in Cali, but I thought they were looking at
There
that in
is
Pennsylvania.
talks in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, you're looking at it
Oh,
out here.
Yeah.
man, shit, we might see that in a good 50 years.
But I think a lot of times it's not that they're taking advantage of the athlete, they're taking advantage of the adult, the parents. Like the
Yeah.
parents don't know. Like me as a parent, if I've struggled financially and now, somebody throwing me tens of thousands of dollars to my son because, he can go to this college or whatever, like I'm just going to jump on that opportunity. I'm not going to look at all the nuance within like, hey, is this fair? Or is this equitable? Like, is he getting taken advantage of? So how do you approach the parents in this situation?
So the beautiful thing is with this foundation, it's family involvement, right? So my parents actually went through this with both of my brothers, with Archie and Aaron, right? And so right now we're not our cohort members. We have 3 ninth graders, 1 junior, who happens to be my son.
Okay. Well, you gotta do it right. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit
Included
of
them,
nepotism.
right?
Ain't nothing wrong with a little
I'm
bit
not
of
only the executive director, I'm
You know
also
what
a
I'm
client.
You don't want your executive director to be all in the video. Yeah, you do.
So let me just add for clarity. His name is Elliot. Elliot is a part of the cohort. He does not get any financial benefits from it. Aaron had put money aside for him exclusively. So we are not taking money from the foundation. That is a disclaimer.
You gotta be really.
I know some people was probably
That's-
gonna-
Hold
yeah.
up. Disclaimer.
Non-profit.
Boom.
True.
I see how y'all name them kids in your family too. Elliot, Archie. Yeah, I see. All right, that's smart. My name's
Opportunity.
Edward. My name is Edward.
So silly.
That wasn't non-intentional.
Yeah,
There were no Edwards walking around my neighborhood. It was just me.
There's an Archibald in there.
Archibald.
somewhere. Yeah, the Archibald.
You go full Archibald.
My granddad was Roosevelt. Roosevelt Jacobs.
That's a strong name.
Yeah. No, he was native, so I think they wanted to make sure that he got as much
Roosevelt, not Roosevelt. Roosevelt.
as much white privilege as he possibly could on them applications.
I don't mean to laugh.
Sorry, it's a real thing.
I'm trying so hard to be. Okay. And so our oldest cohort member, he's already committed to Pitt, right? And so one of the things that we are looking, held to Pitt. So one of the things we are looking to do is just have my parents, like, this is what you can expect. They're going to come to you with all this honey and, right? All these great, but what's going to be best for your child? What's going to be best for you, right? You're sending your kid away if the kid doesn't stay local. You're going to send the kid away. You want to make sure they have some strong coaches, right? So yeah, that's all the kind of ways we kind of look to support the parents in that process. We have not gotten there yet.
I mean, real world experience though, actual experience is great. Like I could, if I do this program, if I run this foundation, like I can't offer the experience of this is the process. This is what they say to you. This is how they approach it. Like you guys can actually offer like, this is what they said this. They said this is what you should look for. Here were the challenges. Like, yeah, Aaron made it to the NFL, but here were the challenges along the way. Like, here's what we asked of the coaches. Here's, you know what I mean, specifically. Because, again, we don't do that. Like, you tell us you're going to give us money. We're like, cool, how we get that money? Like, that's how it is.
Yeah.
So
one thing I really like about this is it's showing people the whole back end to the success. Because when you see Aaron, all you see is this guy who dominates, but they don't realize that Aaron stays. He gets there early and he leaves late. You know, they don't know that there's what things have been said to bother him. All you know is that he just goes out there and he performs, but there's all this other stuff to success. And I think that sometimes we get lost in that process.
It's entertainment. I mean, and people are always seeing the award ceremonies. They're always seeing the success, the movies or whatever. But like you wasn't shooting me in the gym. I mean, like, it was like you gotta. There's a lot of that ugly side. Like even in in the comedy and the beer scene, all this or whatever. Like it's like you hear this and like it looks all the pictures and the Instagrams and all that, and it's like it's all dope
pretty.
as shit. Yeah,
but you don't see the background. You don't see the back.
You don't see my liver.
Yeah.
You hold dope my.
Yo, I just got a health report. Apparently, I'm overweight. It's real shit. I'm
overweight.
Look, I'm overweight.
How?
I got blood pressure and apparently I got diabetes. Like this shit was crazy. Disclosure though, I ate like a breakfast sandwich before I went. You supposed to fast before you do this.
Are you supposed to? Prep?
You supposed to fast before you do this. I ate the saltiest shit ever and went into that. But I'm like, damn, yo, my health is fucked.
You did like die a couple years ago, so I feel like no matter what health report, as long as it like checks out alive, like you're making, like you winning. Yeah,
I'm just waiting for that call. I'm waiting for that call. Like, yo, we gotta drop you, fam. You got every black condition. like they sent me like, yo, fam, you got the sugar. That's what they said on the paper. I'm like, that's not even how y'all supposed to speak to me.
How your legs feeling, bro? How your legs been? Because you might not had it for too long. Yeah, no, that's rough. So once a student gets into say college or whatever, is there some, because that's kind of like what happened with me was I ran track, I got into college and then I had zero support after that. My track coach ended up like going to jail for some fraud or some shit like that. It was wild.
Dang.
Like, yeah, I mean, like shout out to him. He got me into school before all that shit. Before he went down, he made sure I got in. But I mean, once I got there, I was like lost. I was the only person in my clique, my family, anybody that was going to school or whatever. And it was a rough goings. I ended up working 40 hours a week at school. I ended up not even running track, because I was working to support or whatever. So is there like some sort of, support once they actually leave high school and whatnot?
Mm-hmm. So the beautiful thing about this is we are looking to keep ongoing supports, right? You think about it. We have our ninth graders. They're going to be with us if all works out. We want them to stay with us, right? For 4 years. There's no way we can sit here and develop these relationships for 4 years and say, okay, well, we got you off to college, bye, baby. That's not. So if we do this right, we're going to get them linked up to different resources, right? We're going to get them, because we can't be this support here and then just say, so we're definitely going to link them up to different supports. And of course, we want them to be involvement. Come back, volunteer.
Like create ambassadors.
Yes, absolutely. Right.
All of a sudden, now it's not just Pittsburgh. You got people all over the country.
That's the plan.
With different,
that's the plan. And they're not all athletes, but we're giving them this background with business, right? So you never know where these can take these kids.
Like I say, man, people just look at it like athletes. Just people like I'm from Cleveland, so I've studied LeBron James closely. Like the way he set his team up,
he's amazing.
Like set his team up. Like he took his first contract and put his man man's through college. Like that's dope. You know what I mean? Because it's more than just on the field. On the field's only gonna last. Like these athletes retire at if you're in the league for a long time, you retire at 40, 45. You know what I mean? Like you have the whole 45 other years of your life to do something with. And if you're not making any money, you're just spending all your money down. You can create all these opportunities. You're already plugged in. You already know these owners. You already been talking to these sponsors. You already know how they doing with the jersey sales, how they doing with the merch. You're the young athletes now, so you know how media's turning. You know what I'm saying? You can control those sort of things. I remember, I'm not going to say the establishment. I remember your bro had an investment in some stuff around Pitt campus, and I was like, good shit. You know what I mean? Like, you see a young boy investing in some shit, like, you like to see that because you don't always see people get money and then invest that money into something that could grow. But you got to have somebody in your corner to tell you to do that because a lot of times I keep wanting to say these words. Is it prodigal? These prodigal athletes, like, they are the breadwinners. And it's hard to be the breadwinner at 21.
Yes.
Like, to be the breadwinner of the family at 21, that's crazy. Like, at 21, I ain't had no money. Like, I say, like, at 21, I felt good not calling my mom to ask her for money. Like, I felt proud. Like, yo, I don't never call my mom to ask her for money. Like, you're supposed to. You're a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
But, like, to be the breadwinner, to have your moms be like, yo, you could set up my situation or you could set up generational situations. Like you can put money aside for your nephew to have him, move through something. We need some people to do some shit.
I was bobbing heads to B. Rossi's beats in a drunken basement, and when I was 21, that shit was pretty like little.
I don't know if Rossi want people to know he make beats.
I don't even care.
Rossi got some talent.
Yeah, man.
He got some talent.
Yeah, no, man. Rossi's a very multi-talented individual. Welcome to the podcast, bro.
Thank you.
Pick up on your socks. Can we get some of this? I'm a big male sock guy.
Like
I'm a big sock dude.
He's one of the best dressed dudes in Pittsburgh.
I'm a sock dude, man. Like I'm a sock dude. I'll take my sock game against anybody's sock game nowadays. I mean, I'm real low key with my shit right now.
What you got on now?
I mean, they ain't like,
what you got on now?
No bullshit. It ain't no bullshit. Like, ain't never no bullshit. It just ain't. It ain't swaggy. You know what I mean, the pants is touching the ankles right now. But when I go to work tomorrow, I'll be in my suits. I'll be putting my motherfucker. I'll be sitting at my desk with my foot up all the time. Yeah, point the toe and everything. You gotta get the whole sock. You know what I mean? Get the whole.
I can dig it.
Every city I go in the happy socks. They be like, why is he coming in? Cause motherfucker about to get some socks.
So what are so say like somebody wants to do something similar in their neighborhoods, across America or whatever. We do be having some listeners from other states and whatnot, sometimes other countries. Shout out to the 5 people in France that are listening to this so they can understand.
We come from France.
Understand American dialect. But I mean, like, because nonprofits are tricky.
They are.
And people don't even know where to begin, in that process or whatever. So I guess
this the Rossi portion.
So I guess what are I guess maybe the 3 things you should know if, like, say you are even interested in where you should start or whatever you should know about, like, nonprofit, because corporate is so much vastly different. Like, I mean, like if you got a brand that people can buy into, you could take their money and you have this exchange or whatever. But from my understanding, grants are like, you got a laundry list of shit that you got to do in order to, like, to maintain it or whatever. So I guess what are some of the 3 things that folks should know if they wanted to, I don't know, get into the nonprofit game, for the betterment of their community?
Good question, man. I mean, I think that's it. You're done.
Yeah, that's my last good question.
That shit was a struggle too. How do I land this plane?
Them motherfucking gas masks drop. Like, secure yours first.
So silly.
I don't know that I would consider myself like an expert on starting nonprofits, but I think ultimately you just have to want to help people and be able to build a team from it, which I think Akita's done a great job. Io's done a great job. I mean, I'm really more supporting Cass than anything for this, but oh, sorry, I'm so far away from the mic. Dave was giving me the little thing. I was like, what's he doing right now?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to pause that.
Yeah, it was very
that shit
awkward.
sounded crazy. That shit just sounded crazy, bro.
All right,
listen to that playback. You'll be like, that's flavor.
Moving on. But I think like, you know, the key is being able to build a team and find people with similar interests with it, which I think Akita and Io have done a great job over the period of time that they've been doing this, and just kind of focus on your core mission ultimately. You know, what are you trying to do, and you know, how can you make the biggest impact ultimately? And you know, beyond that, I mean, I don't have any secret sauce or anything magic, but you know.
I would say so. I think everything you're saying is true, right? I wouldn't discount any of that, but I feel like there's got to be, because you can be pure, but how do you get people to buy into it to give you money to do so? You know what I mean? Like if I mean, with you can have a mission, you can be like, yo, I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z. I'm true to this. You know what I mean? But like, why should I? If I'm looking at you, like, why should I put my money here as opposed to another, you know what I mean, organization? Like, how do you think, and either of you can answer, so what do you think if you're sitting in these meetings and you're talking to these people, like what are the people who are looking to contribute, what are they really looking for? Because not everyone's looking for your mission.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest, like everybody,
how did you win the grant?
Yeah, like now everybody's looking at just the mission. Because if I can just walk in with passion and I'm gonna get the money, then I'm just gonna walk in with passion. Yeah. There's no prep for that. You know what I mean? There's no written whatever. It's like I'm walking in, I'm dead ass with this. Like I'm telling you, I'm dead ass. Like, but there's something with this presentation, something you got to do, something you got to hit on for people to be like, all right, I can pony up.
I'll throw that one back over to Akita since she was doing fundraising.
Okay. So I think that Aaron has created opportunity for me to even walk into these meetings, right? They are taking the meetings because they see that door, right?
Okay.
So Aaron opened that doorway.
She got some bait out there.
Aaron opened the doorway. When I step into those meetings, it's just like being passionate, really describing the mission. Also having, you have to prepare for it, whatnot. Right. But don't underestimate the power or the importance of just being organic. If you care about people, goddamn care about people. That's it.
So put the work in.
That's it.
And even wherever you can.
That's it. And don't get lost.
Yeah, no, I think this could be the perfect intersection
how
of the two.
Lost?
I will tell you this. I think that my family has always we've always been prepped for greatness. I will tell you that. And that goes back to my parents and just embedding some of the I guess the core things in us, right? And so it has allowed us to just remain humble and grounded. When you see Aaron, you'll never know that this is, a man of his accolade. You'll never know because he's grounded. Knowing that everything that God has given you, he can take away. That's one thing. And just knowing that, just be yourself.
I think, that's
humility is hard.
I think people, I hear that so often, but it's just, for us, it's not.
I think we got to keep repeating that, though. I feel like society has kind of devalued, like, authenticity, man. Like, everything's a chase for some shit. Like, everybody clout chasing is like a thing. Like, clout chasing, and that covers all types of industry. Like, we hear the term clout chasing in entertainment, but I feel like organizations, corporate-wise, they just clout chasing. That's all they're doing. So they see the Donald name, they gonna jump in like, yo, can get me some clout. Now, the perfect intersection is, all right, we got the name, but the individuals who will run the organization have the passion. But I'm sure there are other investments and other people who are getting money because of the name, but they don't have the passion behind it.
But at the end of the day, they're supporting a great cause, and that's what we want them to do, right?
Yeah, that's what let me.
Don't get me in trouble, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying not to get myself in trouble right now. Shit, it's hard.
I'm gonna drop the mic.
Now, we ain't asked you to name no names,
but like it. At the end of the day, like, not every organization that's funding you genuinely believes in your cause. I just want to say that. You know what I mean? Like, when you get into this game, when you get into when you're trying to garner money from rich white folks to support poor black communities, not everybody that's giving you the money may believe in the cause because of the kindness of their heart. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the game. Like, and that's the game, is that, like, trying to figure out exactly where that line is where I'm going to take your money, even though I know you may not have the best, whatever, but it's going to do more good for my community than it is. You know what I mean? Like, so if that means that you get to tell some folks like, oh, hey, I'd punch my black card or whatever. Like if I can use that money, that those resources, that whatever to funnel back into the neighborhood, kind of like Robin Hood, where it's like, then so be it. Because I mean, that's the only, like, short of reparations.
Are you talking about utilizing culture vultures?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like some folks aren't like, I mean, listen, like it's not like these organizations, these companies. So we're more on the corporate side of things. Yeah, I mean, it's not like these companies, these organizations, all of a sudden after 100 years, we're like, you know what? I didn't realize black people were struggling. Here's some money. Yeah, I mean,
nah, it ain't that at all.
Yeah, I mean, they see an opportunity in some way or whatever, and it's a matter of going to them and saying, okay, what is it that you're looking for? And how can I utilize that in a way that's going to help my community more so than it will be a detriment? Like, I mean, there are some folks out there, like you said, the vultures that are just selling the community. I mean, they're just trying to like, and the people in the community that are just trying to sell sell black or sell cool or sell whatever. And those motherfuckers are doing a detriment. But there's this fine line of like where you got to like kind of play the game. It's like, all right, I'm taking money from these folks. You know what I mean? And I know that they ain't got any other black friends. They ain't got any other, interest or whatever. Like, but if it's going to fund, a program for the next 2 or 3 years, then you kind of got to maybe play ball or whatever. So, I mean, I guess, I don't even know.
Land it. How do you make the distinction between, and then how do you decide like who you'll take money from? I guess is where you were going with that. You know what I mean? Because, they say all money ain't good money, but all money is money. You know what I mean?
I agree. All money is not good money.
Right.
No. And one thing about this, how I plan to combat this is I'm not changing who I am. I'm not losing focus of the mission. I'm not compromising, because at the end of the day, I want to be comfortable with myself and my decisions. And I want to do right by my community. And I want to do right by these kids. So that's it. And if it doesn't align with that, then you keep your money. One of the things my dad has always said is I don't kiss no ass. And that's how I keep it. So I keep that mindset going in the business world,
Nice.
Respect.
What are the three positions that you need in this? And you know what I mean, starting off you say you want to get a mission going in your community or whatever. Three basic, I guess, positions that you would need. You know what I mean?
I don't understand the question.
So like,
you trying to get jobs? He's like, yo,
you want to come up and work for me? We'll take you.
You looking for that Indeed posting?
But I mean, like, because I mean, it's all a partnership. So like, I mean, here with Drinking Partners or whatever, like me, Ed, Buzzy. You know what I mean? Like it takes a team to make it happen. It's not just one, and we each have our skill sets or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so what are the skill sets, I guess you would, like if you were to say, again, if you were to give some advice to somebody out there that's trying to do something in their community, and again, something like this typically doesn't happen. Most of these things don't happen by themselves. I mean, that's the beauty of community programs, is that they understand that. So like, but like when you're starting to build that team, it's hard. It's hard to even know the skill sets that you have. And oftentimes people just try to take all that on their own. Yeah. I mean, like, and try to do it all themselves. And that's the quickest way to burn out.
Yes,
and I mean,
it's not going to work.
Exactly. So
gotta
like,
have a good team.
Yeah.
You have to have a good team.
What are the three, I guess I would say, if the three positions you say, like, the three kind of things that you would need, people you would need around to kind of like make it, get off the ground.
I will open that up and just say people who, everyone comes with their own agenda, right? Their agenda just has to align with the foundation. It has to align with the mission. So I will open that up and just say that you have people who are committed to that and willing to take off running. I definitely, one of the things that I do like, I tell all the employees, stay in your lane. Know your specialty. If in
life,
just
in life, that's
it makes
great
life
advice.
so much easier, doesn't it?
People hate the term
Right?
stay in your lane, but that shit is so valuable, man.
Boundaries, right? Parameters.
When you
If
know your
your
limits.
expertise, that's what you do. So I don't proclaim to know everything. That's why I have beautiful people like Brian around who If I don't know something, I'm going to research it. I'm going to go to my
Oh, B. Rossi will give you some motherfucking advice, man. Yo,
And some beats.
and some beats.
Randomly at 1:30 while you're at work. You just in your office. You listening to beats.
I did send you that. I forgot about that.
You didn't share it?
1:30 p.m. and a.m.
I sent it to edit a random time.
It's in my office like.
Brian is pretty.
I'm on a conference
pretty
call.
talented.
Yeah,
He's
fucking
talented.
Yeah, nah, you definitely talented.
Yeah. So just having good people around, and again, knowing your scope, know your expertise. If you are not PR, then do not do PR stuff. If you don't know social media, and you get the hell off of social media, right? So I think that's definitely been really helpful this far.
So for you personally, were you in social services before? Is this your first venture into it? And
No, I'm not going to sit here and say how many years because I do not want to spill my age, honey. Okay. I will say this. I have a background in counseling. So I'm a counselor, master level counselor.
okay.
I have worked in social service for lots of
Okay, so this
years.
isn't like just a
This is
brand new.
nothing new.
Bless
Right, that's
your
what I'm saying.
heart.
This wasn't like a brand new venture. Because I
No.
can understand
Bless
where
your
a
heart.
lot of times, and maybe you can speak directly to this through contacts, but you'll get someone, an athlete or someone who is a source of income. And you're like, all right, we have this philanthropic mindset. We want to do this, but all of a sudden the family wants to do it, or the people closest to it want to do it, but they don't have the background in that, so they're not quote unquote staying in their lane.
Yeah.
And now the foundation can't get the
Suffers
traction.
from it.
Yeah, it suffers
Yes,
because
yes.
but you have the background, so
Yes.
it's good to hear.
So this is not anything new as far as we're putting
Great,
programming
great.
together, working with youth. I've done this in all different capacities. So yeah, like this is, and I kind of was thrown into this role myself. It wasn't something that I was necessarily like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to take that on. It was just, we had a family meeting and it was just like, Io was like, we need an executive director, and the family was like, okay, so what is that? And I'm just, I'm quiet over there. And they're like, oh, that's Keita. She's going to, and I'm like, hold up. Sister already got 2 jobs.
I'm just happy to hear y'all have family meetings.
We do have family
Like
meetings.
that's something that doesn't happen as much as people think. Like that shit don't
I
happen.
heard
We
family
do.
meeting. I was like, damn, that's
I don't
like,
have like
have family
we don't even have a
meetings.
big enough table for that.
we don't even like each other enough to be meeting up on a regular basis.
Yo, you have to fuck up a holiday for a family meeting with us.
you gotta die for a family meeting.
You gotta spring the family meeting on us. Like all of a sudden we all eating at Thanksgiving and you just hear that what is that, Law and Order? Thump thump. Like,
boom,
the
boom.
light fall off. You was like, what the fuck? My mom's come in with a journal behind some fog. She just floated in the room like
Chris Hansen come out of nowhere like, have a seat.
got some shit to address.
Now we do start it off like that. We got some shit we need to address.
Okay, so it's informal family meetings. Like, yo, got the tables.
Get the big ass
Shit, we
bong,
got-
like bong.
But that's a thing that should happen. I was joking about it, but family should get together, man. Like we, group me and group text kind of replace the family meeting shit. Like, but nah, we need to get and convene and just, if a motherfucker just need to vent, like, yo, it's crazy because I don't live in the same city as my family. So like, we'll get the group text going. It's all love in the group text. It's all memes and jokes. But then all of a sudden I'll go home and be talking to my moms and she'll be telling me something about my sisters. I'm like, wait a minute. Like,
Why
ain't
nobody
nobody
call
said
me?
nothing to me.
Yeah.
Nothing about what you mean she was. I didn't even know. Like, what's going on? So have family meetings. And from family meetings, you can spark like great organizations, just great synergy, great ideas. Just have fucking family meetings. Like you have from this,
Like family
80, 99 came from a family meeting. That's great. You got thrust into a position.
Implement some family meetings, man. That sound dope as shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
mean-
And that leaves me with not making all of the business decisions, right? Because then I go to my mom and I go to my dad and my brothers and I say, hey, what do you guys think about this? And they're just like, yay, nay, right? So that kind of helps.
Yeah,
just
but
having that.
be careful about how many family meetings you call now. Don't just be calling family meetings just for nothing. Like, hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So should I go like pink with my hair, or am I gonna go blind?
True.
He like, what?
This is not family meetingable. It needs a,
No, there's
I feel
a
like
criteria.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there's
feel
a
like you-
criteria.
Yeah, I feel like you need to throw a vote out there. Like, is this meetingable?
Yeah,
Like,
is this group
you gotta
textable?
throw a doodle out there. Like, who's available for this subject? Like,
Oh, you gotta create the crime solving thing, like we do with the yarn and the photos. Our family should get together more, man. I'm
I
glad to hear
agree.
y'all got that family structure.
agree.
Though. I'm about to call my mom. Yo, why you ain't calling no meetings?
You know what? And I also want to put this out there. It doesn't always have to be family. You have good friends. You know?
friends-
And if your family is toxic, you are not obligated to be with your family
You're
members if they're
100,
unhealthy.
Yeah.
So I will say just get a good solid team, whether they are your friends, church members, whoever it is. So I just want to put that out there.
I don't know if
some-
I'm having no meeting with no church.
I mean,
They be showing up with Gucci loafers and shit. Like, what are you doing? What's going on here? Why you got the church meetings be showing up with the best scarves. They be having the illest scarves. You're like, where you get this Balenciaga silk scarf from?
with the backwards beat, that ain't real, motherfucker. Shit,
They got it from the
It ain't real.
Sunoco. Yo, what happened to the Sunoco man that had the pant, the shirt pant combo?
Yo.
Out? He just had a van outside the Sunoco. He had the rugs on the outside of the van.
Yo, like,
he
yeah,
had
that's
the
what-
outfits.
they gentrified that motherfucker, man.
they moved to
That's what I'm
Sunoco,
telling you.
dude?
That's the worst thing that happened to East Liberty, man. Liberty used to pop. I used to get all the fanciest glasses out that bitch, man. I used to go to the club with
You got the
BGs.
Fabos?
I
You
used
got the
to-
Fabos? I can see you in some
Oh,
Fabos.
man.
You put
Bingo.
your
When
leg up.
When it's dark enough, you know what I mean? Like, you
Yo.
and all your boys can afford one VIP.
Listen, man. If any of our
One
listeners
bottle.
have pictures of Dave Bracey rocking the Fabo, anyone from his past, B. Rossi, if you got pictures
I'm
of him
sure-
in the Fabo,
I
there's
don't have
one
that.
picture of me
I-
online and some Fabo.
I do have a really old picture a day. I do save random
Send it.
pictures of my friends.
Send it.
And that's like
Send it to the group, man.
Speaking of family, I mean, like that's like, cause like I consider B. Rossi family. You know what I mean, like it's one of those things where like you're growing up so long with him. Like a lot of the journey and like the shit. B. Rossi know me when I wasn't shit, when I was kind of some shit, then I wasn't shit, and I still ain't much of shit, but like. I mean, but
You're doing all right,
but
Dave. You're
through
doing all
it,
right.
but throughout it or whatever. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of. Yeah, I mean, it's like the camaraderie and even like that sitting down and getting that advice and move forward or whatever. I mean, like I can't always call like the family or whatever, but I can call B. Rod and be like, yo, this is some wild shit. What the fuck am I even doing? I mean, like when I got into comedy, he was one of the first dudes to come in and be like, yo, I'm just gonna come down and watch. Like, why'd you do comedy at this fucking hole in the walls place for $5? Like that kind of early support. Whereas like the actual family, for whatever reason, couldn't be there or whatever. I mean, so to that, yeah, I mean, family is what you make it. I mean, like,
Without
first and foremost, I mean, blood, yeah, that happens. But those bonds that the people that are there, I mean, that's what family is. So that family meeting could be a mixture of whoever. I mean,
absolutely. Yeah.
Go ahead and move forward before I start making other points to that detriment. 'Cause I don't know if that family meeting can be whoever. We don't know who like who. Motherfucker that stole some shit from Auntie house. Everybody got that one scenario where some shit came up missing. It might could have been your friend.
I had this one friend I had to like cut off because he kept stealing from all my other friends. I was like, every time I was kicking it with the next thing you know, he like, hey yo, yeah, I'm about to go down to this exchange at a pawn shop and shit. I'm like,
First of all, how old were
with
y'all?
who?
How old?
I mean, we like 19, 20.
I don't know.
yeah.
Damn, that's early to be at the pawn shop. Like 19, you ain't even give life a
It's
chance.
going downhill.
You ain't even give life a chance. I'm just giving up all my valuables right now. At 19, you only have a phone bill.
He can't give up his valuables.
It was
This is
someone
like-
else's valuables.
Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be sitting there like, fam, pawn. First of all, what do you have that's pawnable? You about to give up your cell phone? That's the most expensive shit you carry. You can't pawn sneakers. Like, what are you? Nah, man.
Yeah, no, it was rough.
Signs
man.
were there.
So don't have any thieves in your
No
support
thieves at
vehicle.
the-
Yeah, no, like it's weird.
Nobody wins when the family.
That's the takeaway.
It's hard.
That's the takeaway.
No thieves.
No thieves. Exactly. Gotta have that. So we done gone on so many tangents. So if you had, I don't know if is it an elevator speech in this situation, or if because I guess you don't recruit children. They come to, do they apply? How does this work? Like, do you recruit?
Yeah, how does an interested family, get involved?
So, good question, guys. I believe we are going to open up registration in, Brian, did we decide? Is it January or February?
I'm unsure. You put me on the spot. Sorry.
He was just taking a sip out of his Contigo. He brought a Contigo to this joke. Yo, once he level up the Yeti status, you ain't gonna be able to tell this motherfucker nothing. He clever. He carrying a Yeti on Sundays, yo. That's crazy.
All right, I'm sorry, Brian. Okay, so if you go to our website, again, it's ad99.org. You go on there, we'll have open registration in which you'll just complete an application, and from there we will select what children. We have a criteria, right, and we'll select who our next cohort will be.
So, are there? Because you can only take on so many.
We're keeping it really small intently because we want to do this right.
Mm-hmm.
Like you already said, especially Allegheny County is already saturated with services.
Yeah, it's resource rich county. People don't understand.
People actually relocate here for our quote unquote catch services.
Yeah, they don't pay us shit here, but if you are in need of some shit, when I was working for the fucking county, I was giving services to people that I qualified for. So it's
yo, you can do that. Yo, on some real shit.
I work at the welfare office. You qualify.
I'm going through the application. I'm like, wait a second. Yup, me and me.
Yo, it be like that.
Same. Hey, bruh. Let's go half on this.
Move out the way.
I'm about to just copy this.
Yo, that's a problem.
Yeah, just sign this shit myself. Hey, let the best man win.
That dead ass. That's a problem.
It is.
I've hired people, and I've been like, I've been a part of the hiring process, and you look at the wage that's offered, you just like, this is not even cool. Like,
nah,
this is crazy.
That's why I said, bless your heart, man. However long you were in social services in any way, shape, or form, or whatever, it's not a high paying.
It's all passion.
Especially, it's all. Ain't nobody in that shit for the money whatsoever. And it's wild because sometimes the clients will be like, "Oh, you out here fancy as shit with your car that works." Like you be like,
and you're like, "Bro, you make more money than me."
Yeah, today it's working, motherfucker. You ain't see me yesterday. It's a payday. You see me on a payday. I got gas in this motherfucker. You called me on the right day.
I remember them $13 Sunoco trips. Yo, to go in 13 cash. There's one thing on the debit card, you can swipe 13. That's private. Yeah. But when you go in, all you got is 13 cash, and you got to tell somebody.
And there's a line behind
you. They got to key it in. Somebody back. They like, this motherfucker, man. That shit hurt. Remember them days.
Having to set up an appointment with a client on a day that you was going to get paid and put that motherfucking gas money in there. That's a crazy ass,
so much is the payday is so important when you pour. Like the payday, that's the day everything happens.
Everything.
Friday and Saturday, that's all, and all the money goes.
77% of that it's a revolving door. That money, you see that motherfucker passing you. Yeah,
I got paid on the 15th. First of all, this bill was due on the 1st.
True.
I just got that $10 late fee assessment. If they'd have paid me yesterday, I could have avoided it. Now they've assessed the late fee.
That's what long I don't get excited about paydays. It's a sigh of relief that the shit ain't get shut off.
Exchange.
It's like I'm
From
surprised
me to you.
they ain't cut me off.
I don't even look, man. But we will get, these young folks, we can get them out of that cycle. We can prepare them, prep them, financially, scholastically, intellectually. We can prepare them for what's about to come because these individuals that get in, they got a future. When you're young, you got a future. You have an opportunity. You're not into this. So this organization is important. I see you got a question.
I did want to say, so given the fact that you are, and I said, I think that's a great approach. Because a lot of people want to go too big in various aspects of life or whatever. And, to keep it small so that you can focus on quality over quantity
Right.
is huge. That shows that you're not just in a lot of nonprofits are very profitable. Shout out to UPMC.
Ain't that a bitch? Oh, don't even tell me. But
so there's, not all
that's
nonprofits
why Pitt look
are
like how it
for-
look, because UPMC is a nonprofit.
A nonprofit,
They gotta
very
put
quote,
this
unquote,
money.
very- yeah.
That's why Pitt's medical school look how it look, and I'm
Right.
sure some of that shit get back. Let me get,
Yeah,
oh,
so
man.
not everybody that's a nonprofit is out there for the peoples or whatnot. So I commend you on that. But what are some resources out there that some of your favorite resources for the families that may be interested in your program, but they might not be able to get in? What are some other programs that are out there that you may like want to refer folks to?
Oh, shout out to what is this?
Normally do that.
Oh no! If we all got the same mission, then let's do the damn
Oh,
thing,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that like an ancestral?
Yeah,
like with
listen,
the craft,
man,
you know,
like,
craft be doing them.
Yeah, no, no. Social, it's the same thing as social. Like, because we're overworked. Caseworkers are all overworked. So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I can
yeah.
be like, listen, man, I got some work for you over here, then yeah, I'm gonna pass it off because we're all doing the same shit.
Damn. The only thing is, if I start naming and I don't name somebody, and then I run into them next week,
That'd be all right.
It'd
be all right.
we gonna move on. We gonna move on.
Where are some places that they can go? Like, where are some places that people can go if they? Because I was with a lot of. There's some sources that are voluntary where you can go in and look for them. There's some sources where they're adjudicated, where you have to go into or whatever they're referred to because whatever. So not everybody knows where to look. Like some people are in these situations and they don't even know where to look until they get so bad that they're forced to be referred to these places or whatever. So like, are there any like websites or places like people can just go to if they feel like they have a need for something?
Yes. So again, Allegheny County is saturated with providers, right? So we have the luxury of having a 211, which you just text it and you can get any kind of resources, crisis, drug and alcohol, anything
You
like
can text
that.
211?
Yeah.
I've
I believe
never
ours is
heard-
called. Do you
I've
call or text?
never heard of
But I
this.
utilize it a lot. So you can, that's one thing you can do. You can just go on literally services in Allegheny County and you're just going to get a whole list. It's going to break it down between if you need, if it's crisis, domestic violence, drug and alcohol, pretty much anything, utilities, anything that you kind of need, youth services. So if you need Pampers, it's going to have it all itemized on its list, and it's pretty detailed. Again, 211 will help you do the same thing.
Never heard of the 211. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Can I say so? Look, this is something I've learned, and I actually recommend this to a lot of people. Housing Authority has a first-time home ownership like program.
They do.
And it's crazy because a lot of people utilizing Housing Authority don't know about it, and I think that's intentional. So basically, the program will give you up to $8,000 in closing costs and up to $52,000 in a soft second mortgage, which means you don't have to pay that mortgage if you stay in the house for 10 years or more. And I think it's based off of how much Housing Authority assistance you get. That's soft second. So what that means is if you qualify for 60, but you find a house for 112 and you get that 52 soft second, you can buy that house for 112. That's a huge difference. So look at that, man. Look into these assistance programs that are out there, man. They have all this nuance within that they don't tell you about. I think it's intentional. They don't want these people to get off of that assistance. They want you to be dependent. That shit is dope.
Because it is poorly funded quite a bit. I worked for the DOD, and the scope of what I was able to do, the outreach. First, it was like anybody that's ever been in the military, doesn't matter, whatever, you can go everywhere 50 miles. Then the Republicans got in, and they were like, listen, man, only Army Reserve, only in these various places, only. And they started to kind of like, while we do assist everybody, we only do the outreach for this specific people or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
Because that's how they
outreach is
you know what I mean?
happening. Motherfucker.
Yeah,
Get
like
you
and
a
that's
house.
how that's how they keep it from whatever. So it is sometimes it is very intentional, keeping that a secret or whatever. But also, and we may have spoken it on the podcast before, but I just want to speak on the fact that in the Black community, oftentimes we're embarrassed to ask for help. It's like, oh, you know, like, I mean, it's like, oh, we don't want to take handouts or whatever. Let me be very clear. White people
Get
are
that
born with a handout
fucking
here in this
handout.
country. I mean, first of all, you're born with a, like, I mean, a privilege of some sort. And like, oftentimes, like, I mean, corporate welfare is a motherfucker. I mean, there's way more corporate welfare out there than there is actual welfare.
I've been looking for stamps for years.
Yeah, like way more.
Give me your stamps.
You know what I mean? Like there's way more handouts out there, I mean, for the people that don't even need it than the people that do. But because we have this stigma, like, oh, I don't want to ask for help, or yeah, I mean, like, nah, man. Like if you're don't, somebody told me when I was much younger, that I only ask for help when I absolutely desperately need it. I don't ask for help to get to the next level. You know what I mean? And that, like, it stuck with me. I mean, like, because, you know, like, I only ask, like, when I'm like, oh, I'm about to like be out of my house. I just need you to get me back to where I was, not to get me to where I need to be. That's huge. You know what I mean? Like, so don't wait until you're in a crisis. Don't wait until, you know what I mean? Like, if you are in that little middle rub, you know what I mean? Like, too high to get over, too low to get under, you know what I mean? Like, you stuck in the middle, like, find, that's when you need it. That's like, because that's what's going to get you there. And like something like that, like housing, like that, like, what you second mortgage? Like, that's, that's the
cash ready for
like,
you.
that's
You ain't got to pay.
yeah.
They just put that on. You just can't leverage that equity. So what? You know what I mean? Like, I ain't pay that money. Like,
huge.
yeah, fuck that.
That's a level up.
We
and
be
that
talking
gets you
about getting it
from-
out the mud. And the thing about it is, once you got it, you got it. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody worried about that story as long as it's ethical. Ain't nobody worried about the story how you got it. You got it.
Yeah.
So let's move forward
And
with
your
it.
story can be that you help give it back once you got there.
Factual,
you know what I mean?
and that's what you guys are trying to do. So again, one more time, where can they find you all? And then if they looking for you for beats, and if they, I mean, whatever social you want to give up.
Can I just say this real quick, guys? Start taking care of each other. Let's like look out for each other. Let's love on each other. You know, let's make it more comfortable to talk about mental health. Let's make it more comfortable to talk about the issues that we're having with our children, because you are going to find in that unity that we are stronger. So yes, we can go to these different programs and absolutely, but overall, like, let's really, if you got a neighbor, just introduce yourself, go chop it up. Just start taking care of each other. Nothing's going to change if us black folks in this city and this country don't initiate it. You know? So
I agree. I don't
All
like
right.
my neighbors, but I agree.
I mean,
Nah, you don't know my neighbors. Just go.
all right, we'll keep it moving.
You gotta understand the type of neighbors I'm with.
All right, so I just want to give you guys, if you want to learn more about the foundation, please go to ad99.org. If you want to follow the foundation online, you can find us on Facebook at Aaron Donald 99 Solutions Foundation, and we are on Instagram, AD99 Solutions. So go follow us, like our stuff, okay? If you have any questions or anything, please feel free to contact me at Akita. Isn't that a beautiful name?
It is.
Shout out to my
Have
parents.
we moved to?
What? Shout out to them.
Man, shout out, boo. Are we at the abbreviated version? Are we still
Hold on.
Akita-ish, or are we
I'll
still
get there.
Okay, we'll get there.
All right, so AKITA at AD99.org. And guys, you are able to call me Akita.
Big win.
We'll give you Keita. We'll give you Keita. I'll give
Big
you Keita.
win. What?
Keita.
Yeah.
What? Big Ram shit.
There
It's
it is.
official.
Is that a
That's
hashtag?
a-
It's official.
That's a
Big Ram
successful
shit without
podcast.
shit. What?
But the rest of y'all,
Yeah.
Akita.
So whole ass Akita. Don't let me hear you out these streets slipping up, motherfuckers.
Yeah, don't get it twisted, y'all. Just because you heard the whole
Yeah.
podcast, don't
You know
mean
what?
you on that
You
level.
might have
all right?
seen me on the streets, but nigga, you don't know me.
Tell them. Tell them.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you all.
Appreciate you, Rossi. Let them know.
I'd rather you follow the foundation than me. So again,
If you want the beats, though, where did they?
Rossi don't like to be tracked, man. That motherfucker, he like to keep it very
I
low
found out me
key.
and Rossi be at the same barbershop.
Yeah.
You be
I
out
believe
there,
it.
you find this motherfucker. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. The fuck is that in the chick?
Truth. I
He took
believe
the
it.
barber cape, put it over his face. I'm like, Rossi, I see you, man. I know it's you.
yeah, but you can check us out at ad99.org. Definitely follow us, all the different social medias that Akita put out there, and that's about it. So thanks, guys.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for making this happen, man. I mean, it's bringing it together. welcome to the podcast. You know what I mean, just
Yeah,
get
it
too weird.
took 240
200
episodes.
some change. Yeah,
You just
There's been
sent me a
lost
beat
episode.
last week. You sent me a beat, 6 months ago. You'd have been on here. Hey, let the people know where they can find us.
Hey, man, if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play, and Spotify under Drinking Partners. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher. You can find us
Libsyn.
on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn. No,
That's
you
that
know.
10%, that Brooklyn chocolate.
Listen,
that
shout out
black
to Garrett
chocolate
Oliver.
stout.
That was one of the things. I was chopping it up with Garrett Oliver the whole weekend up at the Great American Beer Festival. That dude is on point at all times.
Yeah.
And he's just a wealth of knowledge. So shout out to Garrett. Shout out to this black chocolate stout that we've been drinking. That's got me pretty on lean right now. That's a great stout. He's never going to listen to this, but shout out to to the peoples. And you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnerSpot.
Again, we'd like to thank our guest, Keita Donald. Yeah, for coming through. B. Rossi for coming through, man. Check out AD99, all right? You know what I'm saying? Like, check it out. We need more of our affluent athletes, affluent individuals, people from the neighborhoods to come back, give back to these neighborhoods. That's the only way we're going to
Especially
grow.
black men, man.
Show
Get
motherfuckers
back
how
into
you
this.
got where you got. Like, if you made it, you know what I'm saying? There was a community that allows you to make it. Give back to that community. Show motherfuckers from that community how to make it. It don't have to be in your field. It could be something that assists to your field, something totally different, man. But we got to educate ourselves.
You just got to be there.
Just got to be
being there.
I mean, just seeing something positive
Yeah.
come from where you from is I don't know, man. It just changes things. So we want to thank y'all for coming to the cast. Great success in the future for AD99. As always, Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family brothers taking pictures.